Beyonce is coming. Beyonce is coming, and you motherfuckers better be ready, okay? To celebrate the impending renaissance, Rolling Stone has ranked the 70 best Beyonce songs, quote, from hits that owned the radio to empowerment anthems that stopped the world and much more. Now, as card-carrying members of the Beehive who absolutely bought anonymous black boxes from the Queen without knowing what the hell was in it.
Oh my God. I did. I bought two because I wanted to make sure that Jarrett would have one as well. And I didn't even know what I was getting. I was like, I just gave her my money. I said yes.
Absolutely. That's the way to go. And so we have some thoughts about the Rolling Stone list that we're going to go through. I figured we just go through their top 10. We'll see which songs they included, which ones we feel that they should have included in the top 10, etc., etc. All right?
All right, let's get it.
Okay, so coming in at number 10 was the 2003 hit Dangerously in Love 2, the sequel.
I've never loved Dangerously in Love as a song. And so like it'll play and I'll be like, oh, this is cute. And like, I remember it from the Beyonce experience and like the over singing it thing that she does. Like it's a bit, right? But I've never really loved this song. So it being in the top 10 is hard for me.
Not it's a bit. Wow, the disrespect. Oh, Jesus.
I didn't say it was a bad song. I said it being in the top 10 is hard. But go ahead.
Well, number 9 is Single Ladies, Put a Ring on It. Oh, 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 oh,
I mean...
oh, 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 oh.
I always love when black queers do it because it always gets real churchy with the double clapping. Like, what is happening? God is like, now why am I in it? Go ahead.
I feel like Single Ladies should be higher because Single Ladies was a cultural reset. Like, it was a moment.
Well, so that's what I wanted to say. Like, I thought the idea of Single Ladies sitting next to Dangerously in Love 2 is just interesting to me because it was such a moment, because it's still so iconic. Like, that's interesting to me.
It's questionable. Number 8 is Love Drought from 2016. This is from the Lemonade album. Which is an interesting inclusion here for me.
I don't even think of this as a single, right? Like, I great song, right? Top 10? I don't know. I don't think that's a top 10 song.
Yeah, that's questionable for me. Number 7, which should be up here in the top 10. I agree with this. Partition.
Easily in the top 10. Absolutely.
Absolutely, no question about it. Number 6, Me, Myself, and I. That's when I found out.
For the wig and the video alone. Like, I mean, absolutely. Right? And, like, I just love the way that it got remixed in Sorry, Homecoming Live, right? Which is also going to be on this list in a moment. And, like, Me, Myself, and I still feels like it feels fresh and new again for me every time with that. And
Absolutely.
That's, like, my favorite version of it now.
Absolutely. Well, number 5 is Love on Top, which I agree with. I agree. It gives me top 5 energy. Okay, the MTV VMAs performance when she was performing Pregnant with Blue Ivy, and that was her reveal of the baby bump. Oh God, come on.
And the wig alone should just come on, right? I'm just saying, like, Love on Top is, it being in the top 5 is right? Like, Love on Top actually kind of speaks to one of my things that I think kind of helps me to love a song is, like, if it's the end of the show. Like, Beyonce for years did Irreplaceable at the end of her live show, and then Halo, and then people started... I know Kid Fury and Crystal on the Reed were dragging Halo, like, as the closer. But, like, both of those songs are some of my favorites because they're the closers. Janet Jackson's, like, Together Again at the end of the All For You tour is my favorite because of that. And I think Love on Top being a closer, I think makes me love it more because we saw it on Homecoming and, like, it becomes, like, that kind of thing. I think that's why it matters to me here.
Okay, that's cute. Cute inclusion. Okay, number 4, as you mentioned,
She said,
was
"Can we get on with it?"
number 4, as you mentioned, was the Homecoming live version of "Sorry," which has the "Me, Myself, and I" kind of interpolation in the middle of it. I will say I was surprised that more from Homecoming live was not in the top 10. Like those renditions of the songs, because many of those are top tier for me in terms of like seeing the trajectory of a Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter.
I mean, if I'm being honest, my top 10 would probably all be live versions of X songs, to be quite honest. Like, I would say that because Beyonce, for me, like, the studio albums have grown on me in ways that the live performances don't have to. And so for me, Beyonce, the thrill of the music sometimes is knowing that that visual is coming and that there's going to be something dope. Like Be Alive, for instance, with from King Richard, right, with Serena and Venus. That song didn't really move me, right, in the theater as a credits song. But then you saw the visual at the Oscars in that opening song, and it was like, oh,
Absolutely.
shit. Like, oh my God, that was really, really dope. And like the live performances of her songs always tend to make things top tier for me. So this whole list would be live performances.
Absolutely. Number 3 is Crazy in Love, which that feels right. I think that's a top 3 song.
I would say so. And like she still opens the show with it every time. And like and people still go up. So I would say that makes perfect sense.
I mean, 'cause it's iconic for her, right? Like the walking down the didn't Saucy Santana just do like a music video homage to Crazy in Love? Come on, that to talk about the cultural impact of Crazy in Love.
Saucy Santana also has a sample from Crazy in Love that I think is in the new song Booty.
Yeah, well, it's a sample from the Chi Lights, which Beyonce also sampled. So, you know, it goes further back than Miss B herself.
I was going to say someone was like, and it's not Beyonce. I was like, well, girl, that's where I know it from. So sorry.
Okay, number 2 is the iconic song Formation.
I think that makes sense. It feels like a top 5.
Yeah. I don't know if it's number 2. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it's number 2. It definitely works in top 5, top 10.
Absolutely.
But like Formation, like, I mean, come on.
This is one of those moments where I'm like, oh, you probably had some black women, you know, help you compile this list, but this decision feels like a, you know, because this is the song. Remember that she performed on the Super Bowl, right? With the Black Panther-esque inspired get-up, right?
This is her second time performing at the Super Bowl in 3 years.
Absolutely. This is the music video where she stands atop a sinking cop car, right? So a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people said that like this album and this song was like the one where she went, you know, she went Negro on us, for real, for real.
Well, that's when Boycott Beyonce was happening, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like, remember she was selling merchandise with Boycott Beyonce, and I thought like,
absolutely,
you're really a bad bitch when you can sell merchandise to boycott yourself. Like, I mean, come on. All that said, I think
there's a number 1. You jumping too quick. Slow your roll. The number 1 is Deja Vu featuring Jay-Z from 2006. And you know what? I feel a way that the number 1 song is the one that features that man. And yet, baby, the song goes, okay? It goes.
I love this song. I love watching them perform this song. Especially on the On the Run that was on HBO, that when they did a tour special. I don't know that it would be number 1 for me though, because I think my number 1 that is not on this list, or would at least be top 5, is Get Me Bodied.
Absolutely, friend. Yes.
Like, I feel like it is a crime that it's not in the top 10. And like, then when she does it live, it's like, what?
Absolutely. So I will say that it is just outside of the top 10 at number 11. They put Get Me Body, the extended mix, of course, because that's the only one we recognize.
In this household.
They put it as number 11, which, yeah, this would be a whole hell of a higher on my list if it was mine, for sure.
Just to bring it back to where we began, the idea that Get Me Bodied is ranked lower than Dangerously in Love 2 is just bizarre to me. That's all I'm saying. It's weird.